Alright. Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode 379. We're here reviewing episodes 3 through 6 of Kyuranger. Now, I am going to make a slight couple corrections from the last video. First of which, this show did not release in 2018. It was actually 2017. It was ended in 2018. That part got correct, but its start time was actually February 2017. Which makes it like exactly 1 month into my hiatus. My hiatus from Super Sentai for 4 years. So in a way, this actually not the second one that aired. It was actually the first one that aired. One of like 4 that aired during my hiatus from this franchise. So, aside from those few things, that's the only correction I make. So, in the case of these 4 episodes, 3 through 5, basically in the way, basically is the rest of the opening story arc. So, in the case of 3, we debuted the new character debuted in the last episode. We have a name is Stinger. And they go to this planet Needle. That's in the planet. And they go down there and they just run into him. And of course, because Vicky's got a Q globe, he thinks, oh, he might not be a bad person. But Toros thinks, the champ thinks otherwise. Because according to the champ, because through this backstory of this episode, he was created by this professor named Professor Anton to fight against the Shogunate, the evil Shogunate. And he was murdered by Stinger. Yep, he was murdered by him. He briefly fought him. Of course, he came back after his 9th Robot Wrestling Championship defense. Which I appreciate the fact they actually had him carrying a championship belt. So I'm like, cool. That's awesome. Yep, and a couple times we try to fight him, and eventually, well, he does get away, but at least they act. And of course, he's actually the first ever canon Orange Ranger in the franchise. Yes, he is the color orange. I find that to be interesting. Yes, an Orange Ranger. Yep, and at first he's working with the bad guys, but then he just turns on it because he ticked them off. And I love the basic of this thing. They do this thing in episodes where like anybody who joins it, basically their figure gets lit up, and his basic life, but it's a bit darkened because he's still on the bad guy's side. So aside from 48 being his introduction per se, then like the very next episode, which by the way these episodes' names are Man from a Distant Star, The Dreaming Asteroid, The 9 Survivors, and Flip the Dancing Star. That is the name of these episodes. So, yeah. So, in the case of 4, and this is interesting. So, after destroying the ship on this planet here, yeah. Then they decide, oh, let's go to Earth, which, from what I read, this show is in alternate continuity. It's one of the reasons why I checked the show, because it's alternate continuity. So, Earth has been conquered. Yes, Earth has been conquered. And they reveal that the whole planet has got more than one magistrate, one ruler. It's got a whole bunch. Now, why in the world there's a whole bunch? That's a mystery, and that's a story show in episode 4. But 4 is no idea for this. So it turns out Raptor, the female android who's appearing in episode 1, she is dreaming. She fantasizes about being part of the Kyurangers. And she even goes at one point, and of course, basically, well, Spada decides to chastise her because he thinks she's in the way. And Lucky sees that she actually wants to become a Kyuranger. So she wished we wanted to fight them, and of course she gets her globe, and she becomes the Pink Ranger for the group. Yep, the Pink Ranger in this going with Wish the Pink, who can fly, mind you. Yes, she can fly, which makes her the first Pink Ranger in the history of Sentai who is not a human. Well, you think, oh, what about the one from Kyuranger? Yeah, she was an alien, but she was human. She was made from Earth, but she was still human. This is the first robot to become a ranger who is pink. At least as a woman. And after this episode, next couple, she doesn't do anything except hanging on the ship. which was I love her character, like whole thing of eating dreams. Of course, the guy who eat it come back in the next episode. Stinger ends to reveal that he turns on them, and turns out he actually was a spy. Oh, 4 was also 3 was the introduction to a brand new character. Yes, the Commander. I think he would be in this episode. It was episode 3 he made his debut. Yep. And the other thing is he basically plans for stuff. Yeah. I do find interesting the fact that they actually, they gave them a commander who's kind of like, and of course they got a debate about who leader of the team. But by any of 4, they have 4 Rangers. They fixed by episode 5 when Stinger joins them, but he acts as an independent agent. This episode 5 was also the debut of a character named Kiro Sakuma. Yes, a young boy. Which, he comes back. His whole thing, him and his brother fighting off against, the other, the evil shogunate. Mm-hmm. He comes back in episode 8. Yes. It is also the final appearance of Indron. Yeah, he appeared very, very briefly in the series. He appeared in the first 5 episodes, and that was it. He just appears in flashbacks after this. Yep. Yeah. Of course, also 5. 5 is the debut of one flashback cameo of a guy named Scorpino. Who is Scorpino? He mentions to the other guy who gets killed off this episode, he's like, do you know the name Scorpino? And he's like, oh, the Shogunate's top assassin. How do you know the name? Stinger mentions it's his brother. And I saw the scene and I'm like, wait, did Sentai rip off Naruto with this scene? This guy turns on his clan, massacres all except for his brother. He's called Stinger because he's got a little stinger tail attached to his spine, which and when he's the ranger form, it's still part of his body, which I find that as being interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, he didn't show up here, but it's like a tease for later. So, 5 wraps up basically the gathering of the 9 Rangers. And, then the next episode is a bit of a comedy episode-ish. It's called Flip the Dancing Star, where it's the only appearance, it's basically the Pegasus son becoming armor for, Lucky. And it's about dancing and fighting off against one monster named Denville. He gets pretty much a story at the end of the episode. Mm-hmm. But yeah, definitely an episode I enjoyed. And I enjoyed these 4 episodes. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about here, next video, I was debating for a little bit of should I do this movie, given the fact I haven't seen a lot of the characters in it. But so first time before seeing any characters, and then of course I went back to it and saw it again after I saw the movie. So I'm basically reviewing next the 3rd tension movie, which is known as Uchuu Super Tension, which is the apparently like the fifth and final movie of the crossovers. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The one that'd be more interesting is Heisei versus Shaw Rider featuring Super Sentai. That'll be interesting, but I'll probably save when I watch the Kyuranger. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this one's gonna be interesting. Yep. But yeah, that's been a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, do the like button. Well, let's watch this eventually. I'll probably watch it again when I watch Zoologer and give basically my thoughts at that point. Yep. But see you next video. Bye.